Now you have to be prepared for shocking news, people. I let you listen through yourself.
At a very high risk for trafficking, for exploitation, and for forced labor. We know that these things are rampant here in the United States. Now, the agency tasked with caring for these children is HHS, Health and Human Services. Now, we've talked a lot about making America healthy again, but this jurisdiction of what happens with these children is going to fall under, if confirmed, RFK Jr., who has been tapped to lead HHS. So with that as background, let's listen to this hearing. This is Alicia Hopper. She's a counter-trafficking expert who is testifying right now.
Medical examinations revealed that she had been raped, yet she was sent back to her abusers because no verification was done to confirm her guardianship. This is not an isolated case, but a glaring failure of the system, leaving children in the hands of those who exploit them. The failure extends beyond the government to NGOs contracted by ORR to care for these children. During my research, I interviewed auditors tasked with inspecting an NGO-run facility in Pecos, Texas, and it exposed a lack of oversight with critical information filtered to mask abuse, neglect, and trafficking, as seen in the DOJ lawsuit against Southwest Key for sexual abuse of children in those shelters. Meanwhile, taxpayer dollars fund no-bid contracts for these NGOs whose CEOs have tripled their salaries, hire staff teaching migrant girls to dance provocatively, and continue receiving payments for undelivered services. The crisis does not end there. Trafficking extends beyond sexual exploitation and forced labor to organ harvesting. During a recent interview I conducted in a Central American prison, the convicted trafficker described organs being harvested in places like veterinary clinics in Merida, Mexico, recounting the removal of 3 livers, often sold to U.S. buyers. Another trafficker revealed that migrant children are the frequent targets. My colleague, Dr. Jared Sadolsky, testified last year about a 12-year-old boy whose eye was harvested in Mexico for $15,000. We need rigorous oversight, strong accountability, and where necessary, criminal prosecution of those who fail to protect these children. We must designate cartels as terrorist organizations, reinstate DNA testing, and demand accountabilities from NGOs and government agencies responsible for these children. With this new administration, the American people have issued a clear and urgent mandate, one that now rests in your hands. With top-down support, the trust of the American people, and the eyes of the world upon you, you have a profound opportunity to lead with decisive action. Today, over 324,000 children are unaccounted for, each one a life in desperate need of our protection. We cannot afford to wait any longer. These children's future depends on what we do today. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to your questions.
I mean, these stories are so heartbreaking, and this is so important that we find these children. I know Tom Homan has said that that's at the top of his list to try to track these children down and get them to safety. Let's bring in Republican Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Lieutenant Governor, great to have you with us. Thank you very much. I want to actually start with a clip from this movie, City of Dreams, which shows in a fictitious form what happens to some of these children. Just watch this real quick.
Yeah, Martha, we have known this for 4 years under Biden, Kamala Harris. When President Trump was in charge of the border, Border Patrol knew to look for children who did not look like they fit with the adult, because you don't know if you're Border Patrol. There's no identification on anyone. And so they say, this is my niece, this is my nephew, this is my son. You don't know.